Now that it's mid-September, if you look in the garden, you might see basils coming up. You might see tiny little basils, these are sweet basils, all popping up now. So that means it's time to plant basil. It's warm enough in the mornings for the basil seeds to be sprouting. I've got 3 different types of basils here. Greek basil, which is really good in pasta dishes, sweet basil, which is really good for pesto, and Thai basil, which is really good in curries and has a slightly sweet anise taste to it. And so Thai basil is fantastic in anything with coconut milk. They're really good companion plants with just about everything that you're now starting to plant in the garden. So tomatoes, cabbages, eggplant, capsicum, beans, cucumbers. All those salad herbs and vegetables that you're now putting in the garden are a good companion plant with basil. A lot of people plant basil around outdoor living areas because it's said to deter flies. And I know somebody who has a horse stables, and she swears by a lot of basil around the stable does diminish flies, so that's a handy thing to know. The more you prune the basil bush, the more leaf you'll get off it. Just tip prune with your fingers, you don't need to use scissors. They like well-drained soil, good air circulation. If you jam them all in together with other things and there's not enough air circulation, they'll get yellow leaves and fungal infections and rot. If you do get a bit of basil on your if you do get a bit of fungal infection on your sweet basil, you can try using a really strong wash of chamomile tea. You can put 2 or 3 chamomile tea bags into boiling hot water, let it cool, and then use it as a spray on your basil. And it's the same with tomatoes. So most people grow basils and tomatoes together. So if you start getting spots on your basils and your tomatoes, start thinking chamomile tea, or if you've got to get the big guns out, wettable sulfur. So wettable sulfur, chamomile tea, or if you have to, potassium bicarbonate is also another good thing to stop infection. Most people get infections in their basils because they're overwatering. Sometimes they just can run on the rain. I looked up then because it's actually cloudy today. So if it's cloudy and rainy or high dew, you don't have to water your basils. It's good to put your basils in the drier end of your vegetable garden and leave your big leafy vegetables in the wetter end of the garden. Sacred basil or tulsi is a sacred herb in India, and a lot of people are drinking tulsi tea now. It's an Ayurvedic antiseptic and anti-inflammatory, and all basils are in that category. So very good medicinally, very good culinary. You can't have a garden without basil. Just can't happen.